Hey.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing better now that I hear your voice. I know you had a lot going on for a while. How's things with your family and everything?
Everything's going really well. I know you were in the hospital, too. I saw the pictures. How you doing?
Well, at this moment, better. I had the surgery done last week. It's only been a week. I had a really, what I thought was almost miraculous recovery until yesterday, where, I finally had the house to myself, and you know how it goes.
Right.
I was like, I wanted to do shit. I mean,
right.
Sorry, so much stuff that, whether it was mopping the floor or just cleaning the counters, just little things that I haven't been able to do, organizing stuff, and I know I overdid it, and it's not so much, I don't know how to explain it. There are certain little movements that you never would even think about that totally send me into a tailspin.
Right.
So it's either you have to bend with your knees and do whatever, but that little bending over from the waist when you sweep or
right.
mop.
Right.
And I know I can read the aftercare instructions.
Yeah, but who really goes by that?
I don't know, and I actually did, but I was thinking, wow, I'm doing really well, and they were really cool. I don't know, I don't want to bore you with all of that, but
right.
It was really rough yesterday, and it just took me down, and I did this one. It was kind of like an interview. It wasn't really an interview, but part of the whole thing was, and they did play a lot of Benedictum, and they played one song from the new record or whatever, but it was a 2-hour thing, and
right.
I had told myself, well, it was 2 hours of me sitting in front of the computer in a chat room thing.
Uh-huh.
And that's just usually not my forte anyway.
Right.
But I ended up enjoying it so much, the time flew by, and then all of a sudden my back just locked up because
wow.
it's just hard for me to sit
right.
for long periods of time and not, get up and move around. But in any case, so I spent the rest of the afternoon from like 3 o'clock on. I was in bed and totally medicated myself and pretty much knocked myself out.
Right.
And so today I feel much better, and when I saw my little list, I was very happy that I had the chance to talk to you.
Right, we talked.
Now, where in New Jersey do you live?
I live near Woodbridge, New Jersey. It's like central Jersey, and it's a nice area.
How far is that from like Rutherford or Newark?
Well, I live. Actually, I go past Newark when I go to work every day.
Really?
I try to stay away from that area. It's not a pleasant area in sections.
I absolutely love it, but that's okay. I'm going there next week. That's why when I saw New Jersey, I'm thinking, I would love to see you. I'm going to be going I'll be in Jersey, and I'll probably be in either Paramus or Rutherford.
Wow.
For the first night,
uh-huh.
and then I'm going to drive up to Cortland, New York.
Right.
For Dio Day.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to drive back down to, then I'm going to go to Long Island, and then there's a music video we're going to shoot on the 22nd.
Wow. So next week you're going to be here?
Yes.
Right. Cool. That's good. I'm on vacation, so I got a lot of time.
You do?
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to get together, I would love that.
Oh, definitely. I
don't want to, take up your time. You may not want to. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Nah.
But I would love to actually, hang with you if you had a time.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I'll, email you after the interview, and we'll set something up.
Okay. I'll keep you. Would you do that? Because I'll have my phone. I don't have, a laptop or
right.
iPad or anything, so everything's going to have to go through my phone, which is totally locking up on me now. I think it's feeling overwhelmed.
Great.
But that would be really cool.
Oh,
I didn't know if you planned on going up to Dio Day or not, or
right.
what
wow.
your deal is.
Okay, cool. Veronica Freeman, the V. This is your debut solo release on Frontiers. It comes out in July, now or never. Have you always wanted to do a solo release?
No.
That's good.
Absolutely not. Isn't that funny? No, it was never my intent, especially when you put it like that.
Right.
It was something that was presented to me a couple of years ago
uh-huh.
When I had a chance to meet the guys from Frontiers, and it was at the same time that we were going to be working on the Obey album.
Right.
With Frontiers. So when the proposition came, I thought, well, that's kind of cool.
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine anyone saying no.
Right.
The original offer was not something that I was that interested in, which was that they write everything and they produce everything. And
right.
Who knows what that would have been? It may have been fantastic, but being the controlling Domina V that I am, I didn't want to totally relinquish any, complete artistic control for something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that wasn't really a plan to branch out maybe and do something else eventually, yeah, but it was definitely a surprise.
Right. And also, listening to the new CD, it's really a distance away from your normal Benedictum stuff, So
that was the rules. Those were the parameters. But you know what? That's the whole point, though.
Right.
If you're going to do one,
right.
This is just me.
Right.
Not that I'm opinionated.
Right.
But what sense does it make to do a solo album and then it sound just like whatever you've been doing with whatever band you're in?
Very true.
Really, in that case, just do it with your band and move on with it.
Definitely.
But that's me.
Yeah.
So, and that was definitely one of their concerns, was that it made it very clear what they didn't want.
Right.
So they didn't want it to be revamped Benedictum. They wanted it to be something unique and distinct.
Right. And I really liked it.
Do you?
I really did. My favorite song is Line in the Sand.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was an amazing song. I listened to it over and over and over again, and I listened to other songs, which I liked, but it just Line in the Sand was my favorite. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that makes two. So far, you know how I am.
Right.
I really, really value your thoughts and opinions, so I always ask that kind of stuff, and I always want to know, well, did you really like it? Okay, cool.
Right, I'm not saying the others were, subpar, but I mean,
that
was my favorite. I loved Again.
Okay.
I felt like in the beginning a little Iron Maiden feel to the song, and then your vocals came in. I love Spellbound. I thought that was really cool tune, and like I listened to it a couple of times, and I guess as I listen to it more and more, just like an artist, things will change. I'll say, oh, maybe I like this better or whatever, but
that's a very good thing to me.
Yeah,
that makes me feel really good, because part of my concern about it, it's been a long time since the inception of this whole idea came about.
Right.
And it's been a long time in the making, and then reworked and retooled, and then stuff added, and all of that. And that being said, I'm glad it went through those things, because it is what it is now.
Right.
But I know that I like it when I listen to an album that has I'll be on a kick, like a particular song kick for a while, and I'll just play that song. And then all of a sudden you discover something else that you kind of like. So, and you go, oh, well, now this is my new favorite. So it's better than just, being tossed somewhere like as a coaster somewhere.
Right. Well, at least Line in the Sand is my favorite right now.
Okay.
And
that works
I
for
thought
me.
that really, I thought that could, reach AOR radio and stuff, if there is such thing as radio anymore. And, I just think that was my favorite. And I enjoyed it.
I appreciate that. And I'm getting that a lot, too, that, man, with the right backing, this could kind of go. There's a couple of pieces on there that could kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right.
That's not bad. It's not a bad thing.
How was the feeling working with different artists and not basically doing everything yourself?
Well, you kind of know. We kind of go back.
Right.
Do we not?
Yes. Yeah, when you ripped me last time for not doing a review last CD, but I will get to this one.
Okay, you will, and you will, damn it, and you need to still make. Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yes,
I did.
you did.
Well, that really upset me, because I went looking.
I know you did.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not right.
You gave me a piece of your mind.
I did, and I guess I'm very known for doling out large chunks of my mind.
Right. So I'm definitely getting to this one.
Even when they didn't ask for it.
Yep. I'm getting to this one, I promise you.
Okay, thank you. Oh, God. To answer your question, there's so much behind the scenes with this record, and I will be as diplomatic. There's no need for me to. It's not really hard for me to be diplomatic. The journey of it was that originally I was working with the same producer that just did Obey, so he and I are got along really well.
Right.
Pete Wells, Rickard Sternquist, and Eric Avina. I mean, the only thing at the time to at least get the bed tracks going.
Right.
So it's like it started in steps. So the initial phase of it, the challenge wasn't so much working with different people. The challenge was, where is this thing going to go, and what's it going to sound like? Because we didn't get a lot of direction or specifics as to, we really want it to sound like this particular artist, or like give me 3 artists or something to go by, so I have some sort of a template. Whereas with Benedictum, we had the previous album, so it's like, okay, to do another Benedictum album, at least you know what arena you are going to be playing in, so to speak.
Right.
With this, I was more or less given, well, this is what we don't want, so it left the rest wide open, which can be a good thing. But if you're working with somebody who may not have the exact same vision as you have, or they interpret what was said something a little bit differently than I did, that's where we kind of ran into some problems. Also, it was different for me. I've always had carte blanche as to, okay, do your record, turn it in, and unless there was something egregiously wrong with it, we're good to go.
Right.
This was, we. For some reason, they were very perceptive. We know you're kind of headstrong. We want you to turn in just the roughs, not even a rough mix, but just even the most basic outline of the songs that you plan on doing, and we need to approve it.
Right.
Because they were very worried that I was going to, even with their instruction, give them something that was too Benedictum-ish.
Right. Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was more challenging. So then it was, the original, one of the other restrictions I had was that I wasn't able to use any of the members of Benedictum.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's not going to work because I don't have the budget to hire studio musicians, and on top of that, there's a lot of music that Pete and I had been working on that wasn't suitable for Benedictum, that would be perfect for an opportunity like this. So it was really a blessing for us both to be able to do it.
Right.
That being said, I got to watch, Mel Brown, which is one of the bass players on some of these songs. I will never forget sitting next to him and just watching him play. I just never seen anything just flow like that. Just someone just have a feel for it and the things that he could do. So he really gave it more of a, I don't want to say a poppy group, but he just had a little element of funk in there and some cool other influences coming into the music. I believe he played the bass on Now or Never, and a few other songs that he just really killed it and just like nailed it. Oh God, and it brought so much to it. Jeff Pilson did bass on some stuff, Mike LaPond, all that stuff was cool, but that all came in stages. But initially that part was still in my comfort zone because I got to work with people that I knew. Right. And then things started morphing after that.
Right. How was it working with Michael Sweet?
You really want to know?
Yes.
I just tweeted him that I'm telling everybody how mean he is. That's why I had the other phone in my hand because you're calling me on my home phone. Right. As the home phone rang, and I just sent that tweet because he is, and he knows I'm saying that as a joke. However, my name is Helen, and I'm telling. Okay, that was probably, other than the frustration that I had with other areas of this particular journey. Right. I was so nervous and excited to have the opportunity to work with Michael. Right. And I was very fortunate that they just happened. When things happen when they fall into place, they just fall into place. Right. So I had both ends of that spectrum. This was when things started to fall into place. And they just happened to be playing in Phoenix, so I got a chance to actually meet him, shook his hand, we agreed, and all that kind of stuff. And he was very upfront look, I am very, very busy. I'd like to work with you. Think it would be cool. I'm like, okay. You will not get a reference track. You will not know what you're going to be doing until you get here. And that was just like,
wow.
Cue up the psycho music. For me, I need to like sit with it, put my name on it, so to speak.
Right.
Veify it is what I call it. I had no idea, Brian, none of what I was going to be singing or doing for 2 songs.
Wow.
I flew out there. We went to this kick-ass studio called Spirit House over in Massachusetts, and I mean, this place was like this beautiful. It was just like, whoa, this is like out of my league.
Wow.
And we had a chance to hang out, and he breaks out the acoustic guitar. Can you sing this? And I was shaking. I'll never forget it. I was sitting on the couch and I was just shaking, going, I think so, because he was still trying to figure out where my register was and what was going to work. Okay,
right.
All right, I'll be back. Wow. At this point, I'm in the studio. I still haven't seen a lyric. I haven't heard a note. And he had his people come in, Derek Kurzweil and John O'Boyle, and to do the rhythm tracks, and they so killed it. It was awesome. But I'm sitting there watching how he's working with them, and I'm like, oh, V, you're going to be in for it tomorrow, because I knew that the next day I'm doing vocals at Kenny Lewis's studio,
right.
Mixed Emotions. So I was scared to death. And then he shows me his iPad. Well, these are the lyrics. And I'm like, do you have a copy for him so I can, like, study them tonight? So, and which was no. So I had to, like, write them out. And it was really a trip. He's has a very strong vision of what he wants.
Right.
It's very charming, very personable, and a lot of fun.
Right.
When it gets down to the music, you need to be ready. And there was stuff, and it wasn't just me, thank God.
Right.
There was stuff like when he's tracking the drums, and I just didn't hear it. Nope, that's not right.
Wow.
And, they play it back, and it still sounded right. And
right.
then do another take. No, that one's right. And I'm like, I can't tell. But then when it all came together, you could tell. I don't know how he does it,
right.
but he does it.
Wow.
So the next day it was doing vocals like that, and I've been telling people, I literally did at one point, I'm like, I got to stop at a store. Stopped at a store, got myself a box of Kleenex because I knew I was going to have a meltdown, and I did. And I really, really did it, and I don't mind. I'm
right.
very emotional and all that stuff, but it was tough, especially Love Should Be to Blame.
Right.
Again, was more in my comfort zone, but the first one we started with was Love Should Be to Blame. And when I had never even really had a chance to sing it or work with it or anything. And it was like, okay, well, let's get started. And then we did. And
wow.
It was rough. Woo!
Wow.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat, but I'm not going to say, oh, it was just a piece of cake. It wasn't. It was brutal, but I learned a lot. I always do. And you know how it is.
Right, yeah.
But that's what I need you to do this.
Uh-huh.
But I just did that. No,
right.
you didn't. And then I get a little stubborn. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. And then he'd play it back, and I'd go, but that's what I thought you wanted. No, it's not.
Wow.
Do it again.
Tough.
Tough love, baby. Tough
right,
love.
Right. But you also,
I needed that.
You also gave the opportunity for Jordan Ziff of Age of Evil to work with you, and he's a new upcoming rocker, great guitarist and stuff like that. I know.
Isn't he amazing?
Yes, he is. And you gave him a chance to play on the new disc, and I'm sure he appreciates it and stuff like that. I really like him. I really like him.
Oh, good. I do too. I wasn't there when he threw down his tracks, but
right.
my God, he killed it.
Yeah.
And that was their song anyway.
Right.
That's another thing. When I went to start getting things together to present to Frontiers, which we kind of did on a piece-by-piece basis, that song, Now or Never, was queued up because that was one of their songs
right.
from back in the day. And I fell in love with that automatically, but I didn't know that one either. And it's like, no, we're gonna toss this one out to Frontiers, and they loved it. And Jordan just he whooped its ass.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Right.
He did great.
So now, what's the next process? Where are you going to? Are you going to be touring, or what's up?
Oh God, well that question always cracks me up. Well, first I need to finish out the stuff that I've got now. I'm getting ready to go to. I'm going to be in New Jersey next weekend.
Right.
And then I'm going to go up to do a little guest vocal appearance with the Rods at Dio Day over in Cortland. So I'm real excited about that. Then shoot a music video, then go to the UK. And while I'm there and over the next few months, I'm going to be working on assembling the musicians that I'd like to work with to create this, to be able to do this stuff live.
Right.
So I'm looking at my options, and I still want to do Benedictum stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, kind of folding one into the other. So that's what I'm looking for. There's a couple of options that I have on the table right now that I really want to look into, see how serious these people are, you know, and check it out. So I'll be going to, I guess, in Ohio. There's a band. I'll be going to Texas soon. Check out a band and kind of blend it together. So I'd like to have like a North American band and then like a European band to make things easier logistically and financially, you know, fiscally more realistic as far as doing stuff. But I am definitely wanting to do some shows.
Cool. Very cool. You know, you and me both have the same birthdays.
What?
Yeah.
December 17th?
Yep.
We did talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. So what are we going to do to celebrate that?
Next weekend when you come down.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to do an early celebration?
Yeah. I have friends throw snowflakes or something. I don't know.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You know. So.
Let's shoot. Well, I hope to see you next weekend. I don't want to hear any excuses or anything.
I know.
So,
I know. I'm in trouble with you already, so.
You are. Come to Cortland with me. That would be fun.
Definitely. Veronica Freeman, the new CD, Now or Never, comes out in July, Frontiers Records. Thanks so much for the talk. It's always enjoyable to talk to you, and I wish you the best. You want to say anything to the fans out there?
I want to, just as I always say, thank you for people that have supported me in one way or another all along. And for people who don't know who I am, I hope that you enjoy the music and just know that how much I enjoy putting it out there so that we can, you know, keep the love alive. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So just supporting music in general.
Thanks a lot, Veronica. I'll be emailing you and talking to you later.
All right, baby. Let's do just that.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, honey. Bye.